Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in the field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly jewels, who when he had found a pearl of great price, had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea, and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore, and sat down, and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away.
Psalms 4, for a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. So one day in the kingdom of heaven is better than 1,000 of your best days on this side, man. Let me repeat that again. One single day in the kingdom of heaven is better than 1,000 of your best days on this side, man. Okay. When things were better for moments that you can reminisce on and say, yeah, that was a good day. The kingdom of heaven blows it out the park, man. It blows it out the water. Just one day. Not to mention, the Heavenly Father, He's going to stretch out the time. He's going to expand the time so you can enjoy your immortality. You can enjoy your life. And the Lord said when He created the Israelite man to be an image of His own eternity, man. We're going to be a likeness of His own eternity, man. Many most highs, man. We're going to be many most highs. Okay? God. And also what's going to be these laws, commandments, and us judging by the laws, statutes, and commandments, but also in our inward parts, making us those perfect judges. Not to mention, we experience these different reincarnations in this wicked flesh, so we know how to judge the flesh. We know how to judge this body because we've been in this body many times. Okay? But once again, the kingdom of heaven is going to be patterned after Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. A righteous paradigm.
But rather seek unto the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
Flock Freight's patented technology finds and fills the empty spaces on trucks to combine your freight with others going.
Imagine a well.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations. Hopefully, they got that pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom on to the hopefully the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. And what I want to get into tonight, all right, through the spirit, the power, and the inspiration of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is dealing with the whole aspect, okay, of buying and selling, you know, because as we know, all right, what's the hot topic, you know, dealing with the MOTB. And one of the questions that you hear brothers often ask, you know, dealing with these guys, WFI, is, okay, how will you buy and sell, according to their doctrine, okay, of the MOTB. Now they say it's sin, okay, but what brothers want to know, how can you equate that to buying and sell? How can sin, okay, be used for buying and selling, okay? And we've never, have gotten a clear answer. You see? And then, just as Jake, there's a lot of deflection going. They finna go into, more topics, okay, dealing with things that don't matter, okay? And at the end of the day, they made it seem as if we was off because we bring up articles and, documentaries and movies and, news clips, okay, concerning this technology that this man is bringing to the earth. Okay. Now, well, we have to understand what prophecy deals with reality. Okay. And when you think about reality, there's events that have to play out on the earth in real time that brings about prophecy. Okay. When you go into Daniel 7th chapter, when it goes into the, the Syrian Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greeks, and the Romans, okay? Then it goes into, all right, the saints eventually taking the kingdom from the heathen. Well, there's actual events that happen in real time that indicate that prophecy is about to happen, okay? Now, matter of fact, let's go ahead and let's get the blue dot, get a few precepts, because we're prophesied to be watchmen. Okay. Now, if we're prophesied to be watchmen, then what do we watch? Okay. Now, we utilize the scripture to filter everything. Okay. But what are we watching as we're commanded, okay, to be watchmen? All right. So let's get it. Let's get the book, all right, of Isaiah. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah 62. All right, and 6. Okay, it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day and night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent. So wait a minute. The Lord say he have set watchmen upon the walls. Okay, so if we're watchmen upon the walls and, O Jerusalem, which is a people, what should we be watching? Okay, because the Bible doesn't change. It says the same thing. Okay, so what are we watching? The events that's happening. Okay, that go with the visions that our forefathers seen. Okay, our forefathers seen actual events happening. So as we see things building up to these events that our forefathers seen in vision, okay, and we report on them. You see, what does it say in Ezekiel? Get Ezekiel chapter 3. All right. In 17, it says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me. You see that? So the Lord created men to be watchmen. So what do we watch? If we're not supposed to go into the articles and news clips, all right? Now, does Esau, Edom, have bogus news out there? Is everything accurate? No. But brothers always say, look, we're going to, get the meat and spit out the bones. And the Spirit guides us as we do those things, man. Okay? Are those articles going to be 100% accurate? No. Okay? We just show how this article or this documentary or this news clips relates to prophecy. Okay, now you go into the word watchman. Okay, in the Hebrew, all right, is tazagah. Okay, tazagah, and it says to look out, to look out or about, to spy, to keep watch. Oh, it said to spy. To spy on what? It said to observe, to keep watch, to watch closely. To what? What are we to watch closely to? The things that are happening in real time. Okay? The scripture say, be not ignorant of a matter small or great. You know, if a brother can post it. All right, I think it's around 5 and 15. Okay? But let's go to the New Testament. It's the same theme in the New Testament, man. What? Okay? Yahweh Shah, what did he say? You get Luke 21. I started at 34. This is Luke 21:34. It says, and take heed unto yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with some fighting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that the day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Okay? This the point. Watch. You see that? Watch ye therefore and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. So Yahweh Shai is commanding us to do what? Watch. Okay, as well as pray. Okay, and what do we watch? The signs that he said will be happening real time. You see? Because even the truthers whom we watch and we get, information from, they don't have the spirit of prophecy to really go into and expound on these things, okay, accurately in the scriptures. You see? But the men of the Lord do. Okay? So we have all the tools that we need, okay, to be watchmen unto our people. Okay? And the elect are going to watch and take heed. They're going to listen. Okay? They're going to be edified and take heed. Okay? They're going to take heed to the warning of the watchman. Okay? Let's get this. In Matthew 26. All right, this is Matthew 26. Okay. Let's see. Yep. This is Luke 26 and 41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay, so you see the same thing. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. Watch and pray that you enter not temptation, man. Understand the times that we're in. Understand what's going on. Okay, according to what I told you. So we don't just get random news. No, we get news based on the content surrounding prophecy, man. Okay, they're not just gathering random news clips and reporting on it. No, we bring things out because it lines up to what's written. You see, but that's just a attempt to deflect, and in the simple of our people, they're gonna believe every word. But hey, everybody is in their lot, to believe whatever they're meant to believe. Okay, going into judgment. It says, but the end. This is 1 Peter 4:7. Said, but the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. Okay? Be ye there sober and watch unto prayer. Okay, so it's the same thing all the way through. Old Testament, Yahushua, okay, the apostles, okay, they're pushing the same thing of watching. Okay, so as we watch, we see particular things that add up to what the scriptures say. All right, and I got a clip. Okay, yeah, the brother got it for me. Yep, this is brother Beyond Yasha Allah. All right, this is Sirach 5:15. It said, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small, in a great matter or a small." Okay, understanding that, hey, what's going on around us locally, nationally, and internationally, man. Okay, hey, it's good to be on point. Okay, with things that pertain to prophecy. Now, I want to get this video, all right, which we know at the end of the day, as Jake, is tap dancing around the buying and selling. Well, things are happening in real time that's going to affect, okay, buying and selling, which there will be one of the indicators, okay, of the device that Esau Edom wants to bring to the earth, okay, to control buying and selling. How do we buy and sell now? With money, okay, with the currency. Okay, so if currency is going to change, okay, what is it changing to? And what device is going to be used, okay, for that currency? You see? So that's an indicator of what John the Revelator was seeing. So as we see this happening in real time, we are to report on it. Okay, as watchmen. All right? So I'm gonna let this play. Pretty much about 12 minutes. I'm gonna let it play for the most part, and then we'll go into it. You see?
Where you can't buy anything without permission, where every daily choice you make is monitored and logged into a database controlled. Imagine a world where you can't buy anything without permission, where every daily choice you make is monitored and logged into a database controlled by the leaders of your nation. A world where you could be forced to buy the things your government wants or blocked from purchasing the thing doesn't. A world where your money may no longer be a tool of personal freedom, and instead one that could be used to control your every decision, action, and move. Well, that world may be closer than you think. In fact, in many ways, it's already here. Welcome to our 100th video, and to mark this milestone, we're covering something that could be the most impactful change in the way that money operates in human history. And without being too dramatic, this will change our lives forever. Now, this is the central bank digital currency, otherwise known as CBDCs, and it's going everywhere, to the UK, US, Australia, Canada, and everywhere in between. Yes, we've covered this topic before. However, there has been so much change in the world of CBDCs that we thought it was important to bring this information to you again and get you up to speed. Now, if what you hear in this video does make you a little worried, it is important to share it. So whether that's a simple like or sharing it with others, it's going to be very, very helpful. So let's get into things and let's talk about how together we may be able to stop this from happening. This is Sigrid Kaag, the current finance minister of the Netherlands. On the 26th of October, her party submitted a new set of laws to Dutch Parliament, a bill that she says has been designed to stop illegal money laundering, but that many argue also infringes on personal privacy. The laws would require that all banks in the country be forced to track and keep records of any transactions above 100 euros, a limit that right now is set at 10,000 euros or more. This would give the Dutch government access to an incredible amount of personal data on its citizens, data it would be able to access at any time without any kind of warrant. Across Across the Atlantic, the Biden government is seeking similar new laws in the US that would drop the bank reporting limit from $10,000 down to just $600. This has drawn criticism and has been called a massive search warrant without a warrant. However, US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen brushed aside these concerns, suggesting that Americans have nothing to worry about, saying that the collection of this new data is nothing more than a few pieces of information about individual bank accounts. So this does raise a few questions. If it's just a few small pieces of information, why does the government want it at all? But anyway.
So basically, they're pushing, all right, because right now, they call bank reporting, because if, you were to go in the morning to withdraw, or deposit, 10,000, okay, they would have to let the feds know, they would have to let federal know what's going on, okay? Like, you can't just go and withdraw 10,000. Like, things have to be explained, certain paperwork. Okay, it's supposed to be your money. Okay, but they like, nah, we're gonna drop that to 600. So now they want you to explain what you doing with $600, man. Okay, well, see, he's doing all these things, but ultimately it's leading to him putting a device in you to where, okay, you don't have to explain. He knows exactly what you're doing. Okay, exactly what you're trying to purchase, how much. Okay, they call it through blockchain. You see, and these things are happening in real time.
Anyway, if the government didn't just have access to your transactions over a certain limit, and they had access to everything all the time, well, this is where CBDCs come in. A central bank digital currency is a new form of digital money. It's like cryptocurrency, but whereas crypto is decentralized and private, CBDCs are exactly the opposite. A CBDC would be completely owned and controlled by your government. They would hold your wallet, your money, and have access to all your financial data, including information on every transaction in your daily life. It would also make banks obsolete, as your account and wallet could be held by your government. Only a couple of years ago, CBDCs were considered hypothetical, but that is no longer the case. Just last week, the Federal Reserve launched a 12-week trial of its own CBDC, a trial supported by financial institutions like MasterCard, Citibank, HSBC, and Wells Fargo. But the US definitely isn't alone in creating a CBDC. They've been fully launched in 11 countries already. And according to the Atlantic Council's tracker, 112 nations around the world are at some stage of implementing a CBDC, including Australia, India, Canada, and Brazil. Including Australia.
Now, if a brother could, let's get Revelation, all right, chapter 3, okay, verse 10, okay? Because as you can see, all right, this is a global transition into a new currency, which lines up with prophecy, man, okay? He calls it all, okay? This is a global transition. Let's go ahead and get Revelation 13, 16, 17, all right, we ain't gotta wait. Get straight to it, man. All right, it's another article. Let me send it to my email real quick. That goes into these things, man. Okay, let me let's see what it said. Yep. So let's get these. Okay, because As you can see, there's 100. I think there's 193, countries, okay, in the world. All right, and you already have 122, pretty much gearing up to roll out CBDCs. You see, especially all these developed countries, man. Now, this the brother Bayan Yasha'Allah, Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay? So we're finna see a global, okay, a global transition of currencies. Okay, and the whole world, okay, the whole entire globe will be faced with whether or not they want to accept this new currency through a device. Okay, to accept this new way of buying and selling, all right, which is going to be controlled through a device, man. Okay, but the scriptures say how what? Because thou, which is the elect, has kept the word of my patience. But see, if you don't know what the MOTB is, how can you keep his word of patience? Because it's going to require patience, and faith for us to just, all right, reject, okay, this device, man. Reject this new way of buying and selling. It's going to take patience that the Lord is going to have favor, man. Okay? So we have to keep the word of his patience. But if you, okay, have convinced yourself in your mind that it's something else, all right, you stand a chance of not, okay, keeping that word of patience, man. Okay? Let's go here. All right, so let's go here to Revelation 13 and 16. It said, Revelation 13 and 16, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay? All. Okay? Because you have all countries, okay, all the governments of these countries that's accepting the CBDC, and every citizen, okay, will be required, all right, to get it. All right, this is going to be mandated. You see, and it ain't going to be no going to the Supreme Court when they mandate this. Okay, it's going to be mandated, and this is what it's going to be. Okay, everyone is going to be faced with it. All right, and it's only so long a false doctrine can be a false doctrine to reality obliterates it. Jake talking about, we finna obliterate the MOTB doctrine. We finna obliterate the chip doctrine. Well, no, reality is gonna obliterate, okay, your doctrine, okay, which is off. You see, that when this prophecy is a reality, and like Elder Apostle Hart says, a lot of Jake is gonna bug out. Okay, and the followers, okay, these guys, what are they gonna do? They're gonna bug out. Okay, because now it's a reality. You can't just make a 5-hour live stream and tap dance and play around. No, now the decision got to be made. You see, this is Revelation 13:17 said that, and that no man might buy or sell. Okay, so if you buy and sell with the euro, with the Russian ruble, the Chinese yuan, okay, the American dollar, and then those currencies fail and they bring in a new one, how will you buy and sell? Okay, How all right, we're gonna buy and sell coming into this new world order. Okay? Because we all can agree that Esau's setting up a new world order. Well, what's going to be the way that we buy and sell? What device is going to be used? What currency is going to be used? Okay? That everyone is going to have to be on board. Okay? So let's go back to the video.
India, Canada, and Brazil, nations that account for more than 95% of the world's total GDP. In other words, a CBDC will be coming your way very, very soon. But there has to be some sort of an upside to CBDCs, right? Well, according to your government, there absolutely is. And it seems that they're all reading from the same script. No matter where you look, it seems that they are saying the same thing. Rishi Sunak is the new Prime Minister of Zimbabwe, but in his previous role as Finance Minister, he said CBDCs would be a safe and secure form of money, and one that would foster inclusion. The US Federal Reserve, CBDC, would be the safest form of money available and offer an improvement on safety when compared to the current monetary system. The International Monetary Fund also says CBDCs will be more secure than traditional money and offer more safety due to not being as volatile as currently available cryptocurrencies. And the World Economic Forum knows that CBDCs will help promote financial inclusion around the world, as well as more safety and security by cutting down on financial crime. But the thing is, not everyone is so optimistic about CBDC. An article by Forbes summing up many people's concerns in a single headline, stating very simply, central bank digital currencies are about control. In a moment, I'm going to cover off a few more hypothetical scenarios of how a CBDC could be used as a tool for control. But first, I want to know what you think. Do you think that CBDCs are a great thing for safety, security, and inclusion, or do you have other views? Let me know down below. A CBDC would allow your government to track almost everything you do, what you buy, when you buy it, and who you buy it from. But as reported by the New Yorker, chances are your government is already spying on you in this way, with at least 45 nations, including Germany, Poland, and the US, possibly illegally collecting data on their citizens today. This is why I am already taking steps to protect my data online, and I'm doing this by using NordVPN, the sponsor of today's video. NordVPN was just named by Time magazine as one of the best inventions of 2022, a list that celebrates innovations that make our lives better and safer. Time praised Nord Security for helping shield us against hackers, companies, and potentially sneaky governments by encrypting user data and keeping it away from
Now, this is the part of information where we say, look, it's not going to matter. Okay, there's no such thing as hiding yourself, being on the grid, being on the internet, and hiding yourself and your data, okay, from these people. Okay, that's not the way. You see, the only way is being the Israelite of the elect, all right, that has repented, okay, through faith in Yahushua. All right, so they offer, these whack ass solutions like, nah, that's not going to be the play, because this is just one part of prophecy, man. Because before even this the charagma, is presented, it's gonna be very chaotic, man. Okay, it's gonna be the worst time the earth has ever been. Okay, so getting a device that the so-called encrypts, your data, okay, that's not a piece of what's needed to get the victory over this, man. You see, and that's why scriptures speak about a victory, okay, over the beast, over his mark, over his image. Okay, well, brother can get that in Revelation 15, 2 and 3.
any unwanted eyes. And it does all this without compromising on internet speed at all, because Nord is the safest VPN on the planet, as confirmed by independent tests. NordVPN has 30 days money-back guarantee, so you can try it risk-free. So sign up now to get 4 months free access by going to nordvpn.com/Sorel. There is a link in the description. Now, before I continue, I also just quickly want to say that we are making some really big changes to this channel very soon. And if you want to be the first to know, we are going to be sharing that in the newsletter first. There are 75,000 people plus on that newsletter. So there's a link in the description for you to sign up for that. Now let's go back to CBDCs and why so many people seem to be concerned about CBDCs. And as the Forbes article states, the main concern is about control. A CBDC would give your government a level of power it's never had in history. And the most worrying part isn't necessarily that they would have access to all your financial data. It comes from the fact that a CBDC would be programmable, like the rules of a video game. Your government would program your money and the way it can be used. For example, it could be programmed so that you could only spend it on certain items, completely blocked from purchasing some others. For example, again, only items your government deems to be essential. With a CBDC, they could also directly control how much of your money you spend, hypothetically limiting you so you could only spend a certain amount of money each day, or on the other hand, forcing you to spend all of it by a certain time period. And if you didn't, your money would just vanish from your account. At first glance, some of these ideas might sound a little far-fetched. Like you might be asking yourself the question, why would the government want to stop you, block you from buying certain things? And why would they want your money to expire? Well, here it's important to understand the reasons behind these possibilities and how these actions could become a reality when CBDCs enter our lives. Let's say your country's economy is struggling, or could stimulate the economy, forcing citizens. This would be very possible with a programmable CBDC. First, your government could set your savings to expire within 30 days. Now, obviously, most people wouldn't want their money to just vanish, so instead would go out and spend it, causing money to flow through the economy. In other words, the exact outcome your government wants, enabling them to engineer the behavior of citizens. Another very plausible way a CBDC could be used to control the way you use money is by your carbon. Our world has been blessed with carbon emissions. And very soon, most of us will have a personal carbon limit enforced upon us, something already being tested or talked about in many nations on Earth. As a CBDC would give your government access to your entire purchase history, they could also calculate your carbon usage. And if you go over your monthly limit, they could force you to stop creating more. For example, by using a CBDC to block you from buying gas for your car or a plane ticket, they could even cancel your ability to buy so-called high-carbon food items like meat, coffee, or rice. But instead of stopping you from buying these items, they could just fine you for producing extra CO2. And because they hold your money already, these fines could just automatically be removed from your account. These are just two examples of the powers a CBDC would give your government because of the programmable nature of this money. There are a lot more examples I could talk about on how a CBDC could be used to control a population. But before I go, there's only one that I really want to cover. One of the biggest concerns around CBDC is how they could be used to control free expression of people. In China, where a version of a CBDC is already active, people's social credit scores are linked to their bank accounts. And if they say the wrong things online, for example, in criticizing the government, their rights to use money goes away. For example, being limited from buying plane or train tickets, or even from buying certain kinds of goods. This is something the Chinese government has already enforced upon upwards of 23 million of its people. But most of us don't live in China. We live in societies that are considered much open. How long will things stay that way? Just a few days ago, the Swedish government voted to make it illegal for journalists to criticize the government. In Australia, freedom of expression is already not protected by the constitution, and new proposed laws would allow government ministers to sue people critical of them. And in Canada, Justin Trudeau has already stopped mostly peaceful protesters from accessing their own money. This is why many people fear the implementation of a CBDC, because government has a history of wanting power over people, and a CBDC would give them ultimate power over our actions, the ultimate power to take away your money, the very thing we need to survive, allowing them to engineer the actions, speech, and even thoughts of a population. Now that you've heard all this, do you agree with the Forbes article title that says that CBDCs are about control? Let me know down below. And there's also a second part of that article headline that I didn't read before. And the headline is central bank digital currencies are about control and they should be stopped. So can we stop them? Like
All right. And then she was saying, it's a thing of control. Okay. Esau Edom wants control. Okay, the masses. This is a way that this man gets to really imitate the Most High, mimic the Most High in the earth. Okay, this is his way of being omnipotent, omnipresent, always knowing what you're doing. All right, knowing your vitals and knowing your location, plus, okay, your spending. You see, then he's able to really program your spending. He's able to see how much carbon you use. Like he really, okay, wants to be omnipresent, omnipotent. Okay, just as the Most High. So this whole MOTB, all right, is the crowning of this man's empire into where he can really parade himself around the earth as the Most High. And the scriptures say that he will have that type of complex. Okay, that God complex. You see, and it warns us of these things, man. Okay, 2 Thessalonians, all right, 2 and 4. It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Okay? And this device is going to be him attempting, okay, to be the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High, man. Okay? And a lot of people look at this man as a God, okay? And they're going to bend the knee. You see? Even when you go to Isaiah 14, all right, and this is the mind of the elites and how they think, okay? This is Isaiah 14 and 13 said, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Okay? And this is what we see. All right, this man has done. His technology has ascended to the atmosphere. Okay? Pretty much, he has a throne in the heavens, man. Where he can look down. Okay? And it's mainly he wants to boast on who? The stars of the Most High, which are the Israelites. Okay, the congregation of the north, over here in the North Americas. Okay, where he has all tribes. Okay, the bulk of the tribes in captivity. Okay, just said because the Most High is also known as our King. Okay, he wants to be that. Like, nah, I'm the permanent king of everything, especially Israel. That's his mind frame, man. And I said, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay? And this is what he wants to boast in. So this is bigger than buying and selling, but there will be a indicator of what this advice will be. Okay? There will be something that this device will be used to do that will indicate, okay, what's the mark? What's the MOTB? Hey, you see? So let's go back here. Let's see. Yeah. Let's get this. Well, see, the elect have a victory over this, man. Okay? We know what it is. All right? And the Lord's going to put the spirit on his elect to have that patience, man. So we can be kept in those times, man. Okay? We're going to need a miracle to get through what this man is bringing to the earth. And that's another thing. Jake ain't pushing faith and miracles. Okay? Jake is trying to shield their ego. You see? This is Revelation 15:2. And it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark. And there's three different things. Okay? What is the beast? You see? It's the revival of this Greco-Roman Empire through the NATO, all right, EU and America. Okay? What is the image, that culture of the Greco-Roman Empire that he has brought back and made popular in this time? Okay, he gave life to that old way. Okay, which the image is speaking now. Okay, and over his mark, it's just gonna be the new way to buy and sell within this beast system. Okay, you want to continue to dwell and worship. Okay, in this Greco-Roman fashion, where you're gonna have to take the new currency of Greco-Rome. Okay, but the elect has a victory over all these things because we see beyond this, man. Okay, it says, and over the number of his name. All right, was they made the big deal about that, but brothers went into that dealing with the barcode. Okay, that's just what it is, man. The information out there. See, that's another thing. The Most High puts the spirit on these Edomites to reveal particular things, man. Okay, a certain, alternative news, or certain, news clips will come out, and they go into these things, man. How about Shemal Shah orchestrating that, man? Okay, that's another thing. Jake give Esau too much credit. Okay, Esau, he's subjugated to the will of the Heavenly Father as well. So there's certain things that, hey, the Most High puts on his spirit to put out. Okay, and then it's another form that Esau tries to mimic the Most High. Okay, is by doing things in the movie. Okay, then bringing it to pass real time. This is his way of prophesying. Okay, this is what Esau does. You see? All right, verse 3 says, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord, power almighty. Because see, this prophecy is it. This is going to be the prophecy that's going to, usher in Yahweh Shai. World War III and the chip is the last two things we're waiting on, man. Okay? And the saints, the elect, have the victory over these things, man. It says, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. All right? And we're fighting for victory over this man's image, okay, his mark. Okay? So, yeah, buying and selling, how will it be done? And it's something that, we've yet to see answered. We doubt, it's going to get answered. All right? Because it's going to sound dumb as hell if they try to, use sin, equate sin to buying and selling. Okay? So long you can be a false prophet till you run out of material, man. Okay? So Lord will you brothers and you sisters will edify once again. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples for his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the whole elect. Shalom.